are talking on Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran, second half, 37th chapter, and we are discussing on the desires and enjoyment of it. What happens when there is desire, and what happens there is no desire? Completely opposite to it. All these we have seen elaborately. Today we shall see the essence of it and how the desires are born, and those process we have seen in various manners, and yet there will be doubts. Why? Because the process is so subtle, mental process. It is very hard to understand in fast time, or even we discuss it for 3-4 times. If it is discussed for 50 times, yet there will be doubts, because we are not concerned, we are not habituated to think in this way. So it becomes difficult to enter into the depth of matter. So again and again we have to discuss it, contemplate over it. Then only we can understand the basic principle, how mind works, how prana works, how desires are born, and how the desire to enjoy the desires, and what happens then, how it creates attachment, bondage, and results in miseries, problems of life. The life itself is nothing but a desire, multiplication of desires. So, though we are living beings, we don't understand what is life. This is the most pitiable condition of all of us. We don't know what is life, how life is going on. If one understands the life, then the whole world is understood, and God is understood, everything is understood. Life itself is nothing but world. Life itself is nothing but God. But we don't know anything about the life. Simply we live the life or by some automatic, or we can say some habituated process. In a way, the life goes on. Nobody knows what is life. The moment we understand life, life stops, and that is real life. The changing process is not real life. It is something which creates problems, miseries, and we are restless and always tension, and all these are because of desires. Life itself is a desire, so-called life. But real life is no desire. What we have seen, how the wise men live their life, how is their visions, how do they look at this so-called visible world. Their vision is different from ordinary people's vision. So, there is a need to discuss it again and again, as many times as you like. Yet it will be not understood thoroughly, because stoppage of life means stoppage of so-called busy life or restless life is real life. Restlessness should be understood, what is the cause of it and what is the result of it. Though we are suffering, yet we don't accept that we are suffering. People have opined, I have asked many people, are you happy? Yes, I am quite well off. Is this real fact? Nobody is really happy except a wise man who understands thoroughly well and lives a real life. Anyhow, we shall discuss it again and again. And don't be bored if same thing is discussed many times. Repetition is life, and repetition is time, repetition is space, repetition is called mind, repetition also is our breathing system. Everything is repeated again and again. So why should you hesitate to repeat? And repetition makes our habits, and habits, when repeated, it makes our characteristic, and we are the outcome of our repetitions, habits. We are habituated to be habituated. So why to hesitate? Sometimes some devotee came to ashram, Rishikesh, and he asked Gurudev, because in Gurudev's books, he has written more than 300 books. It is not impossible. Why it became, how it became possible? There is repetitions. So one devotee once asked Gurudev, Gurudev, I go through your books, everywhere there is repetitions. So Gurudev replied the same things, just as I told you now. Repetition is life. Without repetition, nothing is possible. See the child, by repeating again and again, the child learns to walk, learns to talk, learns to write something. If the illiterate small child is sent to the school, and what is given to him? To repeat something, whether it is an alphabet, starting the alphabets, or counting, or something. He has to repeat it again and again. Then only he will be habituated and it becomes his self. It gets assimilated in the personality. That's how the child grows. Everything is repeated again and again. Then only he gets perfection. Repetition is way to perfection. And our life is nothing but a repetition, a process of repetition. So why to hesitate? Why to put question on it? Repetition is a must. There is no other go. Don't worry if it is repeated again and again. There is no other go. So, we have seen before, न तो विज्ञानवादी बौद्धों की अंतर विज्ञान मात्र परमार्थवादिता सत्य है और न वैषयिकों की बाह्यानार्थवादिता ही सत्य है, किंतु आप लोगों के संकल्प के अनुसार ये सभी ज्ञान फलीभूत होते हैं. Previously we have discussed about these different schools of thoughts. They differ from each other because of this. There is difference everywhere. And difference also is repeated. So, all the schools of thoughts, they differ from each other. They don't go to the depth where the center is and where from all these schools of thoughts arise, and how do they look at the truth. Because as per Veda's saying, ekah sat vipra bahudha vadanti, the truth is one, the center of everything, cause for everything, though it is causeless cause. And it is one, but when it is expressed by different knowers, seekers, or investigators, or different schools of thoughts, they express it in different language. That's why all these confusions, which is right, which is wrong. So Vasistha ji explains, nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Everything is something right, something wrong. So, really speaking, everything is wrong because it is partially true. Whatever you see, your vision is partial. It is not complete. So, whatever you speak, it will differ from others because it is a process, method of expression. So, naturally, whatever you speak, whatever you understand, and whatever you express, that will be different than mine. Natural. Difference is the law of nature. So we cannot avoid. So he says, what you think, according to your vision, what you see, that is right for you. Don't be puzzled what to accept, what not. Don't look at others. Look at yourself. Look at your inner voice, inner expression, what is expressed by your heart. That is true. That's how you look at this world. Your vision is your world. Don't forget this. And that is different from others' worlds. Every person is a world by itself. I and mine. This is my world. So this is different from everyone. So naturally, depend upon your own decisions after whatever you have heard and contemplated and decided to be reality, and that should be sincerely done. Sincerity, honesty, regularity, all these are unavoidable qualities a seeker should have. So, in this way, if you go on contemplating and reach the final consequence, that is for you. If it is true or not, don't doubt on it. That is your word. That is your God. This is how in our Sanatana Dharma, thousands of gods are there. 33 crores of gods are there. Wherever we go, because God is really all-pervading and He is present everywhere, so naturally we see God everywhere according to our vision. The stone is God, the tree is God, we worship the stones, we worship the trees, we worship the animals, insects, birds, what not. So everywhere God is there. So as you think my God is this, that is real God for you. And if you accept it and go in that path, then that God becomes the real God. Whether it is real or not, that is not question. It will end in reality. So, accept whatever you like. And on this basis, we have already discussed many times, no object is as you see ordinarily. It is dependent on time, space and conditions. What you see, it is not like that. It is influenced by time, space, conditions, situations you are living on, your surroundings, your thinking process, your previous accumulation of ideas. All these play the role on your acceptance of some object. How is the object? See, for example, if I say, I look at somebody, some stranger, in the beginning I will not have any idea about it. And by our behavior, we make our relationship. As you behave with the person, he acts in that way to you. Same person who is enemy to you, he is friend to some other. So, how can we say he is a friend or a foe? Can you say decisively? In this way, no object is independent as per our vision. But object is object. All the objects are object. One object only. It is seen differently by the force of time, space, conditions, your previous ideas, which forces you to have your look, how you look at the object. All these are concerned about our opinion, what we opine on the object, how is the object. So Vasistha ji clarifies, don't depend upon others' opinions. Considering all these points, time, space, conditions, your ideas and surroundings and how you are associated with your surroundings, all these matters to see an object, and that is that for you. And in reality, it has got no qualities. No object has any qualities, neither name nor form. We give the form to the object. We give the name to the object. In this way, if we go to see the world, then world is only one object, is seen differently by different people, and that's how this difference is created by nature. This is called nature. Object is one, and that object is real matter, which matters, all matters do not matter. So don't depend upon others. Whatever you have heard, go on contemplating over it and get your conclusion, and that is the right thing for you, and whatever you decide, that is truth for you. Even if it is not the truth, by others' vision, it will become the truth, because truth is one and all-pervading. So, whatever path you choose, it will end in the same one, absolute one. Many times we have seen the example from the foothills. If you start your climbing the mountain, where do you reach at the end? At one spot. Everybody has to come to that one spot, the peak of the mountain. Paths are many from foothills. There will be thousands of tracks to reach the peak. They are somewhat right, somewhat wrong, different from each other. But finally, it will reach the peak. So don't worry what you are doing. If you are going on doing something, you will end in the peak. You are climbing means you are sure to reach the peak. Don't worry whether your path is right or wrong. So don't worry about different schools of thoughts. Have your own thought. Be self-dependent. Yes, Guruji.
Maharaj, from a logical point of view, relatively, is repetition, attention and retention. तीनों का connection है ना?
पहला क्या बोले?
This repetition.
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 अच्छा.
For attention and retention.
Repetition is a process, and attention, without attention, retention, no process is possible. Process means you have to stop and proceed. That is called your process. That is what is our life, our nature, our everything. Everything is a process. Mind, intellect, or your breathing system, or your senses, the way they act, everything is a process. And process, in the process, the action and reaction goes on being repeated. Cause and effect goes on in repetition. So, without attention, without stoppage, that means attention means retention, that means stoppage. Without stop, you cannot proceed. Without kumbhak, you cannot breathe. That's how Vasistha ji explained once in our Yoga Vasistha. We have explained the mystery of immortality of our crow saint Kakabhusandi, how he became immortal. He explained to Vasistha ji that I live on Kumbhak. Kumbhak means to stop the breath. Without Kumbhak we cannot breathe. Every moment there is a stop and then proceeding. Then only we can breathe. So Kumbhak is there continuously seen in, repeatedly seen in exhalation and inhalation. Purak and Rechak. Purak is no Purak without Kumbhak. Rechak also is not no Rechak without Kumbhak. When you walk without stop, you cannot proceed further. Walking means stop and go. For a moment, which is not ordinarily realized by common people. When you analyze, when you are attentive, then only you can see how you stop and go. For a moment there must be some retention, some stoppage. Whole life, whatever we do in this process, and that is called nature. We are the product of nature. Whole life, whatever you do, eating also, drinking also, seeing, hearing, smelling, everywhere. It is a process, and process is impossible without break. This should not be forgotten when you contemplate something. This is the basic principle. On this formula, everything should be solved. Everywhere there is stop. This is called nature. So, now we are clear not to depend upon others' opinions. You should have your own opinion, and that is in this method. Considering all these influences of time, space, conditions, your own ideas, others' ideas working on it, considering all these ideas, it is not a simple job. How much you have to be attentive to contemplate over all these. तब इनमें कौन सा पक्ष प्रामाणिक है, इसको बतलाते हैं कि when Vasistha ji discussed on different schools of thoughts, the question arised, which is real, which is wrong, which is right. So he explains, वस्तुतः चित्ती में जो चित्व है, यानी त्रिपुटी प्रकाशन की शक्ति है, वही भीतर भावित होने पर जगत रूप से भासते हैं। इसीलिए चित्ती और जगत में भेद ऐसे उपपन्न नहीं होता जैसे जल और द्रवत्व में। This explanation also is very complicated, and you should be very serious to understand this. He says, just as the liquidity and water, they are not different, yet it appears to be different. There is no difference. It is one and the same. It appears to be different. Liquidity is a quality, but water is not quality. It is the object. So liquidity is its quality. Object and its nature or quality, they are not different, but yet they appear to be different. Not only water and liquidity, but also fire and heat, or ice and coolness. Everywhere, everything has its nature, and that nature is not original nature. The object has no nature, but we see by nature. So, the conclusion will be on this question. Question is, which path is right and which is wrong? So, on this basis, he says, nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Just as we have discussed now, he says, वस्तुतः इन रियलिटी, चित्ती में जो चित्व है, यानी त्रिपुटी प्रकाशन की शक्ति है, वही भीतर भावित होने पर जगत रूप से भासती है। चित्ती means the primordial energy, power, which we know in different names. These names are given by different seers, and this make confusion. Always these names create the confusion, whether this is right or that is right. Words are very complicated to be understood. Be aware. All these words of any language, they are not really meaningful. They are only indicative. They indicate something. And truly speaking, all the language, all the words in this world, thousands of languages are there, and so many words will be used in those languages, innumerable. All these words of all these languages, they mean only one thing. That is matter. That is one object and it is seen differently by different people. So they have named it differently. That's how the objects differ and names also differ and create the confusion. Everywhere there is confusion. Yes?
महाराज वो ऐसा लिखे ना when the mind solidifies
Yes.
it is body and when the body liquefies
Yes.
it is mind ऐसा वो लिखे liquefies
Liquefies means it becomes liquid. That means it melts. When the body melts, that means when it reaches its cause, original cause, it is mind. Liquefies and becomes mind means this. Mind makes the body. Body is nothing but a collection of different elements. And collection is made by the mind. Mind also is a collection. Just as we are sitting here, one helps the other. The whole world is a cooperative society. Without cooperation, without co-relation and co-enjoying, we cannot live our life. We are in this way, we are dependent. If you can live all alone without dependency on others' words, others' opinions, that this is what he is explaining. Don't depend upon others. Don't hear anyone. Hear your own voice from the heart. How your heart beats and how it expresses. The great people heard their voice and they have given us their opinions, which we call scriptures and other authentic texts. This is how. Hear your own voice, and that is expressed. Don't depend upon the expression. Expression is made by your prana, your senses, your thought process. This is how you contemplate. And conclusion is one that is not changeable, that is stability in the heart. That is the final conclusion. So that cannot be different from each other. Experience is the same. How many times we have seen the example of tasting the honey? Honey tastes similarly to everyone, but when they express it, how does it taste? Expression will be different from each other. So the final judgment will be one only. Let it be different language, let it be different words, let it be anything different from each other. Different schools of thoughts, different realized wise people, they will express differently. But they will direct or indicate at one thing only. Only one exists, not many. That is how one without a second. Finally, when you reach, that is absolute singularity, where there is no possibility of this second, which we know as Advait. There is no possibility of the second. So whatever you think, whatever way you adopt for your contemplation and for your discussions among yourselves, in the end that will reach the same one point. Just as the people climbing the mountain from the foothills differently in different tracks, they reach the same peak in the final. So now we have to understand the words he is using. वस्तुतः चित्ती में जो चित्व है, चित्व and chitti, chitti is the parasakti. Parasakti, the primordial energy, which is known in different names. Say Maya, Mula Prakriti, or Swabhav. In many different words it is expressed. The primordial energy, one, the expression in a process. So how it expresses? It is expressed by a process. And that process and expression is known as the nature. And that starting point, which is known as primordial energy, power, which starts to be expressed, that is called chitti. A different name, don't be confused. Different name, whether we say Maya or energy or supreme power, call it as you like. The process, starting of the process, that is called chitti here. And it's a chitva, means it's a nature, it's just as you use humanity. Chitta means the noun of chitti. It is the object itself, chittva. Chitti is the power and chittva means the object which expresses itself. That is how the nature is known. And we have discussed it previously many times. You see, the absolute is nothing but absolute constancy or equilibrium state. That is a balanced state where there is no possibility of imbalancing. But because it is absolutely pure, clear, and one, so it dazzles. Its glow is known as its nature. See, when you are in utter darkness, can you see any object? You don't. But objects are there. And when you apply some light, then you see the object. So what does it mean? Your vision was not able to perceive the object, and by light it perceives the object. Understood now? So light becomes the mediocre. connecting your vision with the object. So light is the cause for your perception or your vision, or we can say your information. That information is called knowledge. So light is knowledge. Cause for knowledge, and it itself is known as knowledge. Without light we don't know anything. Understood? Now we see objects because of light. So light is the mediocre. Now this light is nothing but the absolute. When absolute, pure absolute, which has got no nature, nothing, so because of its purity or transparency, it glows, it expresses itself, and that glow which we know as the light or knowledge or light and knowledge in this way, that creates difference of opinions, and difference of opinions create different objects and differences in everything. And everything is nothing but the light of the absolute. So everything is absolute only, but it is seen differently. Same thing, if you see, now it is light, there is light, so you see it somehow from one angle. What you see, I don't see that. So in this way it differs, because angle of vision, perception differs. That absolute effulgence, it projects itself in all round directions. So naturally there will be differences, because it is all round direction. Just as on one center you draw a circle. Circle is expression of the center. Center is known as axis or stability or flexibility, equilibrium, balance state. So that is expressed in all-round manner. That is called in all-round direction. That is called circle. This is how in this circle you will have different innumerable points, whereas the center is only one point. That one becomes many in this way. And that manyness creates differences. That is called world. Difference in names and forms. So that chitti, the energy, when it is in the starting point, it is stability. Just as you sit silently, and then there comes an idea to get up, then you have a momentum to get up. That momentum is process, starting of the process. When you are sitting silently without movement, that is yourness, yourself. And when you start acting or moving, then it is your nature. As you think or as you see or move, That is your nature. So in this way, you must understand you and your selfhood. You are something. When you act, you are something else. Silence is your real nature. And when you go on moving, then it is your nature. Similarly, you can understand the absolute. When it dazzles, it is seen as movement, though there is no movement. That effulgence creates the confusion of movement, and that is taken as energy and nature, and that's how differences are seen, though there is no difference. You see, the lamp is burning, but you see the glow outside, all around the wick, isn't it? That is not the wick, that is not the flame that is burning. Light is emanated from the flame. And by that light you see the objects. So that light is not the flame. That is nature of the lamp or flame. Similarly, we should think of the absolute and its nature. Nature is called chitti, and chittva means the absolute steadiness, the reality. When the reality expresses itself, it has to express how its effulgence is its expression. And effulgence, its glow, creates confusion because it is not steady. Steadiness is something else. Other example we see, when you look at the sun, your eyes will be dazzling. You cannot see the real inside sun commonly. We see the light outside the sun. And inside it, if you can try with having little trouble in bare eyes, you will see only sun is nothing but something appears as watery, some blueness, something is there, which is not light. Light is all around it. That is its nature, and the real sun is something else. According to our present modern science, sun is nothing but a mass of gas, and one gas is modifying into the other. So that modification creates the effulgence. That is the light of the sun. And that light has got power, and it has got attraction, repulsion, and everything. It has got motion, everything. Light, just as in physics you know, light has got many nature. It has to go straight, and if it is objected, it has to return, and in the same angle how it is created in the object, and the object reaction. So you know all these. In the same manner, the light of the sun has so much power, it controls the whole solar system, and it has got effect on other systems also, influence, attraction, repulsion, and variations, differences, all these. So Chitta means the absolute truth, Chitti means the power now. And त्रिपुटी प्रकाशन की जो शक्ति है, this power is of two kind. One is stable, other is moving, means in process. Just as we see in the seed, there is a momentum, silent momentum, which we call it in what language? Scientific language, potentiality. Potency is there, it is silent. And if it gets some favorable surroundings, conditions, then it starts working. When the seed is there in the storeroom, it never germinates. When it is given favorable conditions in the field, we sow the seeds, then it starts germinating. So that sprout or the future plant is present in silence in the seed. It is there. That potentiality is silent, and when it gets favorable conditions, then it starts acting. That action is known as the creative process. And silence is the reality. So Chitti, when this supreme power, when it is silent, that is the truth. And when it activates, then it becomes the world. And then it creates a Triputi. The world is nothing but conditioned by a Triputi. Triputi means triangular activities. Say, the seeing process, and then seen object. The seer may be the object may see this object, or the seer may be different from the object. Say, I see you. You are different from me, but I can see myself also. So object can see object itself, and object can see other objects also. So in this way, if the seer sees and the seen is seen, the object is seen, it creates three types of process, three phases. That is called Triputi. The seer, which has an idea or desire to see, and then the process starts, and then process meets the ends or the object and gets back again to the same origin and brings back some informations by its contact with the object and deposits in the starting point. This is how we perceive objects, And this is how we see the world, and this is how the world is made up of triads. Triads. The seer, seen, object, and seeing process. So these processes are nothing but the nature's nature. Nature means a process. Process is onward and backward also. When it is objected, then it has to go back. If it is not objected, it will go on for eternity in the same direction. For example, in physics we give the pendulum. Pendulum in vacuum, if is given a momentum, it will go on oscillating for eternity. If it is not objected or it is not hindered by any other influences, it will go on oscillating till eternity. If it is objected or it is influenced by other influences, then it has to stop somehow or other. So this is the nature's nature. In this way, if chitti, if the absolute has no obstructions, then there will not be any world. But obstructions are must because of this effulgence. One clashes against the other. Just as in the water, one wave clashes against the other wave. It cannot be independent. When the waves are created, means imbalanced state are created, they have to clash against each other. This is how the creation starts from vibratory system of sound. Sound means vibratory system, waves, sound waves. So when one wave clashes against other wave, in this way goes on clashing against each other, slowly they get accumulated and solidify, and then they are called so-called objects of the nature, and they will have some form and they will have some name also. Name and form both are created by the sound waves. Understood now? In this way, triad is the process of the world. Seer, seen and seeing. The process. This is how the world is understood. वही भीतर भावित होने पर जगत रूप से भासती है. Bhitar means in the center. That process when is desired by the center, that desire means to express itself. Expression is called desire. You cannot keep quiet. You know the stanza of Gita, nahi kaschid kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit. No object can keep quiet even for a moment because it is subject to change. So you cannot keep quiet, but yet it appears as if you are silent. That means the potency is withheld within you. Potency of expression. Expression is movement, to express yourself. That is how we know the Maya with the three qualities. क्या Mal Bikshep Avaran. The dart and the projection means expression and hiding factor. This is how Maya works, means energy works. When it starts projecting or expressing itself, naturally there will be vibratory system. Now we discussed how waves of vibration, they clash against each other and they create the objects. And that is how the name also has relation with the object, then only it is expressed. Name is nothing but the adjective of the object. So, when this triad starts, it is by the idea of the Absolute which is silent, which wants to express itself. Idea to express. That is what is known as willpower, knowledge power, and creative power, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti of the Absolute, which is not there, but it is seen to be there. Ichha Shakti, the willpower, I must express myself. Just as the seed wants to sprout. The potency is there, it has to express, project out. And Ichha Shakti, then Kriya Shakti, then action starts, the process starts, and knowledge Shakti, Jnana Shakti, it knows that it is starting. It is aware of its expression. That is knowledge power. It knows. When you get up from your bed, don't you know you are getting up? That knowledge is there automatically. You know, I was sleeping, I am getting up, and now I am walking. So that knowledge is inside the aspect of creative power and willpower. They are one and the same. They have three different aspects. The desire means it has to express, that is creative power. It has to know how to express. So, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. They are one and the same. They act in different three ways. And they are called Sattva, Rajas, Tamas also. Trigunatmika, Maya. The three-phased primordial energy, Mula Prakriti. Just as we see one picture in three directions differently, 3D picture. It looks differently from different angles, but picture is same. And our Bipin has made an example. I forgot to bring it. Will you bring? How one becomes many because of confused vision. one becomes many. How one expresses itself in many ways. So, Vasistha says, this is how this world is appearing to be inside the silent state. That means the future tree is imagined in the seed. Seed imagines. This is how we call the world is a long dream. Long dream of whom? The Absolute. He dreams, he imagines. देखो देखो, see how many क्या वो कहते हैं जुगनू the glowworms are glowing here. It is not really many, but you see many. It is because of this structure. Bipin has made it. Don't think Bipin is less educated or less philosopher than us. He knows everything. One hint is enough to make him understand. See, how many? Innumerable, there is no end to it. देखा ये विपिन का करामत. हरिओम देखा. अरे one looks many, one looks to be many. यही तो है. That absolute one truth becomes many in the form of world. Understood now?
Where's the one?
One means here one, here one, here one. He has arranged, and behind it you see one as many. Every one becomes many. Every one becomes many. हाँ जी. एक में अनेक, अनेक में एक. Both way. One becomes many, many is nothing but one. Now got the point? देखे भाई, एक अनेक में कैसे बदल जाता है और अनेक कैसे एक में. वही एक पिक्चर, one picture looks to be three, not only three, it can be many. This is the process.
सत्य सब में भास रहा
है.
सत्य सब में भासता है.
हाँ जी. And everyone holds many in it. One is not one, many is not many, many is not one, one is not many. As you think it appears like that. In this way, world is to be understood and the truth also. There is no difference between the truth and the world and truth. Then only you can understand Harireva Jagat Jagadeva Harihi. Hari to Jagato Nahi Bhinnatanu. Iti Yasya Mati Paramartha Gati Sannaro Bhavasagaram Uddharati. God is world, world is God. There is no difference. One who sees both as one, he only goes across the ocean of world. Or else others cannot cross this confusive ocean. One in many, many in one. God is world, world is God. They are not different from each other. They are identical. इसीलिए चित्ती और जगत में भेद ऐसे उत्पन्न नहीं होता जैसे जल और द्रवत्व में. So conclusively he says there is no difference between the water and liquidity. It appears to be different, but there is no really any difference between these two, water and liquidity. Liquidity is seen as the nature of the world, which is not different from it. And many times we have discussed, wave is not different than the water. Wave is water, water is wave. This way you can say the world is God, God is world. There is no difference in the world. Everything is one. This is how the wise man look at this world. They see many, but they hold one only. Eko Devo Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha. One God abides in all the beings in this way. In this way we can say the God is world, world is God. And this is how the wise men see this world, and this is what is called by Gita Samadrishti, equal vision. They see many, but hold one. Just as I see you with so many different parts of the body, but I hold you are one. Though I see many in you, but I hold you are one. Though one is not visible, yet one is understood. So this is how God is seen by the knowledge eye, but not by this sense eye, physical eyes. Physical eyes cannot see this because it cannot contemplate, it cannot analyze. Mind can analyze, intellect can analyze, and discrimination can decide what is truth, what is not. So in this way, the eyes of knowledge can see the God, not the physical eyes. This is how God is invisible. And what is visible is its nature. The sun is not visible, but its light is visible. The water is not visible, but its waves, bubbles, and the whirlpools are visible. कहे हुए का अनुवाद कर प्रकृति में उसकी योजना करते हुए उपसंहार करते हैं। हे श्री राम जी, सर्वाधार काल, उसके अंतर्गत ब्रह्मांड, उसके अंतर्गत 14 भुवन, इन भुवन के अंतर्गत अहम तथा त्वम आदि भोक्ता, भोक्ताओं के भोगों के उपकरण भूत इंद्रिय समूह, शब्द स्पर्श आदि भोग्य विषय और उनमें विचित्र भोग, यह सब कुछ ऐसे ईश्वरात्मक यानी माइक, सर्वज्ञता, सर्वशक्ति आदि से संपन्न और परमार्थतः शांत एक अज अविनाशी चिदाकाश रूप ही है। ऐसा निश्चय होने पर राग आदि किसी को भी संभव नहीं है। दिस कंक्लूजन इज एसेंस ऑफ ऑल द स्क्रिप्चर्स, Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and all the scriptures of all the world. The conclusion is the essence of everything. Discussing in all these ways on desire and its enjoyment, we have come to conclude that Vasistha ji says, O Ram, sarvadhar kal, in the time of all containing, means one who contains everything within it. That means the substratum of everything. Same the truth. The absolute constancy, the absolute equilibrium state that holds everything within it. उसी को हम कह रहे हैं सर्वाधार काल, the time of holding everything within it. The water holds all the waves, bubbles and whirlpools and the current. Everything is held by the water. So that is known as time of holding everything within it. The origin, the root cause. उस काल में उसके अंतर्गत ब्रह्मांड. So it holds all the, water holds all the innumerable bubbles and waves within it. Similarly, you can understand the absolute truth holds innumerable worlds within it. Just as you have seen this, many is held by one, and इसके अंतर्गत 14 भुवन, different 14 worlds, and उन भुवनों के अंतर्गत हम and त्वम आदि भोक्ताओं के भोगों की उपकरणभूत इंद्रिय समूह. And in those worlds, the desire to enjoy means contact of the senses, those senses, and contact of objects and different objects, and the will to enjoy it means to contact it, and the process, everything is held by that, by one. Different worlds, and worlds with triads, and triads with perception, method. Perception means the mind, prana and senses, and contact of the senses by objects. All these are held by the same one. And all these ends in that one with Sabda Sparsa Adi Vishaya Bhog. We were discussing, our chapter was on the enjoyment of the desire. So this is how desires are, and enjoyment of the desires of the object are held by one only. There is no desire really, there is no enjoyment really, there is no pain and pleasure really. It is all held by the one, absolute one. And that is called the Ishwar, means the authority or the final end. यानी माई की सर्वशक्ति आदि से उत्पन्न और परमार्थतः शांत, which is appearing as world by the supreme power, and finally which ends in the absolute one. All these are nothing but the sky of unlimited sky of awareness, consciousness. There is nothing else. This is how is understood by contemplation, by analysis, by logic, न्याय और तर्क logic, and न्याय decision. So in this way, this chapter ends. I say निश्चय होने पर राग आदि किसी का भी संभव नहीं है. When this is decided and accepted finally, this is decided and accepted finally as the truth, then how can there be any attachment for what? Neither attachment, nor any bondage, nor any pain, nor pleasure. Nothing is there. When the mind accepts it, becomes it, then that same mind is colored by it, and it cannot be colored by or influenced by so-called enjoyment of objects with pain or pleasure. There is no pleasure, there is no pain, but absolute silence dominates in all conditions, pervades everywhere. Absolute silence. That silence has thunder, that silence sounds, that silence speaks. It projects, everything is within that silence. And this is how the wise men, they are silent within in their hearts, and they behave with the world outwardly without any purpose, without any attachment, without any bondage, without any I or you, without any relation. They behave in this way. So this is how this chapter ends, and tomorrow we shall see Of course, in this now time is gone. Still more elaborately we can analyze it. How this mind works, how this prana works with association of mind. What is the relationship between mind and prana? Prana means the vital energy. What is called energy and how the same energy is known as mind, prana, senses, body, everything. And everything is different from everything. Yet they are one and the same. One energy, it takes different shapes and sizes and names and forms, and they become prana, mind, senses, intellect, and discriminative power, and all this drama goes on. And all these are imaginations, so it is called a long dream. Long dream. Life is a long dream, dreamt by yourself. Yourself is absolute. Absolute dreams the world unendingly. Why? Because it's its nature. So, finally we can conclude there is no creation, there is no dissolution. ना सृष्टि ना प्रलय कहीं है. सृष्टि होगा तभी तो प्रलय होगा. If there is creation, then only it will dissemble. It will be destroyed. If there is no creation, where is destruction? Where is the desire? Where is the desire to enjoy all these? Where is attachment? Where is detachment? Where is acceptance? Where is rejection? Where is sannyas? No sannyas. Who will renounce what? No question, no answer. End of all questions. Chidyante sarvasansaya tasmin dishte parabare. When the truth is realized, then all the doubts are dissembled, they disappear, they dwindle into nothing. No doubts. Only solutions of all doubts. And this is how we say the questions are made from the answer only. Only answer is absolute. Answer to all the questions. Put any question, any type, geography, history, astrology, physics, chemistry, biology, or any other subject, any object, put any questions of your domestic life or politics or anything, anywhere from, one answer solves all the questions. Questions are many, answer is one. So tomorrow we shall see Sashtatrinsh Sarga, Ashtatrinsh. We were discussing the 37th chapter, and tomorrow we shall see 38th, where we shall see Chit और चित्य विषय. चित्व और चित्य, इसमें डिफरेंस है ग्रामर में. चित्य और चित्व. चित्य means the active form of the power. Chitva means the starting reality of the power. दोनों के संबंध भ्रम के निराश द्वारा उत्तम युक्ति से चेतन ही जगत है यह वर्णन. Tomorrow also, in this chapter also, we have to discuss the same thing in different way. What is the difference between Chit and Chaitya? This is most subtle subject. What is the difference between water and wave? It looks to be so simple. But how the water becomes wave? Why? How? When? All these questions are there. Why water should be seen as wave? Because of its liquidity, because its nature. It is so. Water cannot be stable. It has to be wavery. Little touch of the wind makes it wavery. And it is not all alone, so it has to be associated with the other elements. So naturally it will be wavery. In this way, everything, the fire cannot be without its light and heat. Why? Because it is its nature, and that nature belongs to the object. Object is one, nature is many. So this subject we shall discuss. There is no difference, and difference is only ignorance. How? By different kinds of logic and examples, and we shall finalize that only the one appears as many worlds. Again the same thing, repetition. There is no other go. We have to repeat it, but different ways. Sometimes I shall say water, sometimes I shall say, no, it is aqua. You should not be confused by the words. Words make confuse. So tomorrow we shall say Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय. शब्द ब्रह्म की जय. सरस्वती महारानी की जय. जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय.